Good afternoon. My name is Candace Osman, and today I'd like to talk to you about a proposal that I have for building an on-site daycare in one of our local hospitals. I'm going to go over the benefits of building daycare in the hospital, and my main focus is going to be on the benefits for the parent, the child, and the company. First, I'm going to go over the benefits for the children and the parents. One of the biggest things that I'd have to say would be the biggest benefit would be the satisfaction of seeing the child. Now, the parent is going to have easy access to the daycare if it's right in the facility. So at lunch, breaks, things like that, they could go and visit their child. Another one of the benefits would be the reassurance of your child being taken care of. Now, you can drop into this daycare at any time whenever you take your break, lunch, whenever, to see the care that your child is being provided. That's one of the big things. Another thing would be the schedules and the learning and education that are put in place at a daycare rather than just being at a parent's house or a friend's house while they're being taken care of. Another big benefit that would probably, I'd have to say, is one of the high points for parents is that the hospital could offer discounts on childcare. And we all know how much childcare is. Research shows that if you have 2 children, you could spend almost over $18,000 a year in childcare. The next thing would be this stability and a structure for your child. Again, like I said before, the child will have a schedule. You'll know what they're eating, what they're learning each day, things they did each day. So that's a big benefit for the child and for your parents, for the parents. The next thing I want to talk about is some of the difficulties that parents may have because of not having daycare or childcare for their children, and that things that will affect your company. We show in the slide here, as you see, that there's over 45% of tardiness that has to deal with childcare responsibilities. You'll see the difficulty the parents experience. Also, if you see here, there's the inability to work overtime because of the lack of childcare. Another big one I want to show is the inability to be as productive as possible. And you can see that's a little over 25% of the parents that need childcare because they're focusing on where's their child at, how they're being taken care of, and all sorts of things like that. I'm going to go over in this slide that talks about benefits for the company. And in the previous graph, not only are those benefits for the parent not having to be tardy or absent, but they are benefits for the company. Reduce employee attrition and absenteeism is a big one. You will see less of your employees will have to quit their job or be absent because of childcare needs for their children, because their childcare provider is sick or they have plans on doing something else. The childcare in the facility would always be open for the availability of your employees. Another thing is it would increase productivity. Like I said before, again, the reassurance of the child care and that your child's being properly taken care of will increase the productivity of your employees because they're not worrying about if their child's being taken care of or where they have to drop off their child and things like that. The next thing for the company would be a profit. Of course, at first you would see a decrease in your cash on hand or money that you'd have because you'd have to build the daycare and you'd have to put money in it before you got money out of it. But eventually, in the long run, you would have that profit because of child enrollment. And not only that, your employees will be more productive and you will see that profit from there. So there's more pros and cons in that aspect. As you can see in the graph here, 98% of parents who use the local daycare would have had to have an unscheduled absence because of child care needs if that daycare wasn't available. Again, shows improvement in absenteeism, and that is a benefit for the company and the parent. Some of the recommendations I have is to build the on-site daycare. It's a benefit for the company, the parents of children, and the children all together. The next thing would be to offer employee discounts on child care that would help the employees financially. And And the last thing would be to analyze the financial and employee satisfaction data. I think it is important that you are looking at the data, the profits that we are receiving, what we're putting into the daycare, and also where our satisfaction is for our employees. That is a big thing. So, in end, I think that this is a great thing for us as a whole. What questions do you have for me? Okay, thank you so much.